Welcome back to Politics Tonight, and thank you so much for staying with us. Now, in the next 30 minutes, I will be speaking with an author and a public policy analyst, Barreto Thomas, and tonight we're discussing political developments in Rivers State and the Niger Delta. Thank you so much for joining us this evening, sir.
Thank you. Good evening. Yes.
Good evening to you, Mr. Thomas. Now, let's start with the political crisis rocking Rivers State at the moment. What do you make of it?
I think it's one of the most unfortunate things that could have happened in our political history in the Niger Delta. It is an aberration, and we shouldn't condone it. And we thank God the president had waded in, and I'm sure there will be a solution to the crisis because it was totally unexpected and totally condemnable. It does not augur well for the political history of the Niger Delta. Not at all. It's too early in the day to have that crisis in Port Harcourt. And my joy is that the president, in his magnanimity, has waded into this crisis. And I'm sure we will find a solution to it very soon.
So the House commenced the impeachment process against the governor. Do you see them going ahead with this?
Do I think whether... Can I take that?
The House commenced the impeachment. Did you get my question, Mr. Thomas? The House commenced the impeachment process against the governor. Do you see them going ahead with this?
Oh, well, I think we should be back to status quo because if the president had waded in, then there is no need to continue the process of the impeachment. Because if they do, they will escalate the problem, they will enlarge it, and it will become something beyond what we are expecting now or what we are seeing at the present.
But as we speak, the State House of Assembly... Please go ahead.
Yeah.
All right.
The State House of Assembly...
As we speak, the State House of Assembly now has two factions due to this crisis. What impact do you think this will have on the crisis?
Oh, we've seen it happen before in those states. This is not the first time the houses are divided in Niger Delta. We've seen it happen before. And so it's not a problem that we should bother about, It's left for the governor to manage the crisis, to see how he can manage the state. It is not unexpected, certainly. It is not unexpected.
But what impact do you think this is having on Rivers State?
Well, I think we need to look at the genesis of the crisis. First and foremost, Wike is from the upland. The governor, Fubara, is from the riverine area. And in the last three governments, it has been from Amechi, who is not Amechi, even Peter Odley. From Peter Odley, we've had Amechi, now Wike before the riverine people. And the riverine people are smarter, are more intelligent, and more, knowledgeable than every other. I'm sorry to say this, but unfortunately, they have not been given opportunity. And so the only opportunity they have now to scuttle it. So every Ijoma will not be happy that this thing is happening. I mean, if you read the script of Pa Ike Clark, it tells you everything. No, the Ijoman has always felt that they are marginalized within the Ikwere equation. And so if we allow anything untoward to happen to an Ijoman, supposed Ijoman in Rivers State as a governor, I think the crisis will be beyond redemption. So this thing the issue is that the Ikwere people want to perpetuate themselves in governance over and above every other ethnic tribe. There are the Ikweres, the Jaws, and these other Ogoni people. All these are nations that have equal rights with the Ikwere people. And so no one ethnic nation would continue to perpetuate itself in the governance. And besides, Wike has been very, very overbearing. I hear and I believe it was said that over 90% of the commissioners in the state all are Wike boys. The same thing with the House of Assembly. I mean, how can he survive? And then you are now saying the allocation to the state, part of it must be given to Wike. I mean, that's unthinkable.
Mr. Thomas, so at the moment, we do not have a grasp of what exactly may have caused this drama. So I wouldn't want us to make statements that have not been substantiated. But from your analysis, some have said this could be a case of loyalty. But are you saying this might be a case of marginalization?
It is everything. It has to do with ethnic whatever equation. It has to do with, nations fighting for the resources of the state to perpetuate themselves. The Ijoman, over time, have not had the opportunity to be part and parcel of River State. Now that the Ijoman has been given opportunity, they want to take it from him. I think that's unfair.
So now that President Tinubu has waded or stepped into this crisis by meeting with both parties, Governor Fubara and Nyesom Wike, the PDP also held a meeting and welcomed the president's intervention. Do you see this crisis being resolved anytime soon?
I think so. As long as the president, in his played a fatherly role by intervening in the crisis, I'm sure everybody would go back to their tent. With status quo will remain, ante. So I believe that the coming of the president, into this crisis will definitely put a stop to it. Otherwise, the crisis will be beyond the imagination of anybody.
Well, how do you advise both parties now? How do you advise them to conduct themselves towards resolving this crisis?
Well, my candid advice is that the governor, should reach out to everybody. He is a father of the state. He should reach out, to all the warring members, in the House of Assembly, to reach out to them and have a truce. And the same thing I would say to Wike. Wike is a father. He has done us well by bringing an Ijoman to be the governor. And so the man has been elected. You should allow him to serve the people to the best interest of the Rivers people. For me, I think Wike should just answer off the affairs of River State. He can still advise where necessary, but he should please answer off. We have a governor, we have a sitting governor. We should allow the governor to continue to govern the state, the way he thinks he is best for the people. He should not interfere unnecessarily. For the House of Assembly, I beg them to please sheath their sword, and allow peace to reign in River State.
So how do you advise Governor Fubara on this?
For Fubara, I've said, he should reach out to them. He's a father. God has made him a father. He should reach out to to all the warring factions in the House of Assembly, in the public. This is a time for him to sit back. It's only, he just spent five months, on the seat. River State, the politics of River State is dynamic. So he should think of what to do to appease the people who are aggrieved. He should reach out to everybody. He should find a way to continue the legacies, the works that Wike had started in River State. He should please reach out to people, reach out to supposed enemies and friends. He should not divide the house. He should see everybody as one, whether you are the Ikwere or you are Ogoni or Ijo ethnic group. We should be one. That's the way I think he should approach governance in River State.